up, everybody? It's your girl, Ashley Shante, and we are back again with episode number 2. I have a very special guest on my show, Jiele Washington.
What's up? How y'all doing?
Also known as my baby,
my baby.
boyfriend. And I want to go ahead and introduce him. He is a part of a group, Dope Norteria, 1 out of 2. He is a DJ, a songwriter, and a singer. So I want to go ahead and introduce my man. How you feeling, baby?
I'm feeling good, after them libations.
Libations?
Yeah, that we had earlier.
We had to take a little shot because we was like getting a little nervous. And I mean, we've done this for play. Yeah. But
it'd be different when the camera on.
When the camera on, you get a little nervous because I feel like you still make me nervous, baby.
Yeah, same.
So, I mean, it's all good. But I'm going to go ahead and, introduce you and tell people about you. So tell me a little background about Dope Norteria. Like, where did the name come from? It's so unique. When did you get started? All that good stuff.
Yeah, so Dope Norteria, DNT for short, it consists of, when we first started it consists of me, my brother Jordan, and my homeboy DJ Leachy. And we all met, I already knew my brother, but we met Chad or DJ Leachy in college. And we just, both had, or we all shared like a love for music and producing. So we just decided to start a group. At first we didn't have a name or anything. We were just kind of like just linking up and just making stuff. And eventually we were just like, we might as well just kind of turn this into something just to see. So that's when we started kind of like brainstorm a name. And that's when we all just kind of sat down. So the name kind of came from, it did come from our Instagram names, like our old Instagram names.
Okay.
So the dope from it comes from my brother's old Instagram name, which was Dope Threx.
Dope Threx.
Yeah. Okay. And then, don't ask why. And then the Nor from the Dope Nor came from Chad's old name, which was C North.
Okay.
And then the area from it comes from my old name, the Bacteria. I just made that stuff up. The Bacteria. Yeah, it was something that I came up with in high school, and I just kind of ran with it. I thought it was cool at the time. But,
That's funny.
So that's where you get the Dope Norteria from.
Okay. Yeah. So what kind of sound do you think you had like during that time? What were y'all coming up with?
Oh, it was very heavy on the sampling.
Oh, I was about to say heavy metal.
Nah. Yeah, man. Nah, that wasn't it. So yeah, it was very like sample based stuff, but very like on the kind of alternative, eclectic side.
Okay.
Still like hip hop type vibes, but very just kind of like very strange sounds, I guess you could say. We was just trying to be unique. You know what I'm saying? Like we like all the, mainstream music and stuff like that, but we would listen to just like underground music a lot and just get inspired from, different genres and all that stuff. So.
Which is dope because, I mean, for those who don't know, like I'm a super like huge music lover. Yeah. Like I typically don't listen to the mainstream artists. Like I like listen to underground artists. Yeah. Sounds that are just unique and different, more creative, not something that you hear where it's like, oh shit, it sounds like something from another song or whatever. Right. I hate those type of sounds. But I mean, if y'all looking for somebody to add into y'all group, we can turn this into something else. What you looking like that for?
Like I'm gonna think about it.
My boyfriend think like in my brain I'm a musician. In my brain I can sing.
In your mind, yeah.
In my mind I'm a singer. I'm a songwriter. If you need somebody, I mean, I can write a couple songs for you.
Oh yeah, because you remember you already cut that demo.
Right. So what he's speaking about. Got some work. What he's speaking about. I have to add in the story. Should I tell the people about the story? So I used to be in a group. I don't even know what our name was.
I wish you could remember. I wish you had like some footage or something like that. I do
remember the name of the group. It was called Crystal Rain.
How y'all spell the rain though?
Down. It was just regular. Oh, yeah, okay, regular. Okay. But no, Crystal Rain, Somalia, shout out to Somalia and her cousin Asia. And Somalia was the actual singer of the group. So she was the Beyonce of the Destiny's Child. Yeah. And I guess I would consider myself the Michelle.
Yeah. Michelle actually could sing. Like, people be like boo-booing on her, but like, I'm trying to cuss. But but no, she actually really could sing.
Yeah, no, like,
that's a compliment.
Yeah. And then I would say Asia was, her cousin was the Kelly. I was about to say K Michelle. Where'd she come from? But anyway, so we went to California one year. We was 6th, 7th grade. And we was just out there on vacation, having a good time and whatnot with Somalia's side of the family. And her grandmother was just kind of like, y'all want to go to the studio? Like, y'all should make a song. And I'm like, Somalia can sing. This makes sense for her. Right. But we was like, what we doing? Like, but that just made the trip, you know? It, like, even though we were young and, you know, just out there going to the beach, you know, typical stuff, it was just something different that, you know, you typically don't do on vacation. Right, so I'm talking about, we laid it all out, baby. We had a limo booked. Okay, we was riding around Hollywood like we was somebody. We had the whole outfit put together. I think it was Somali who came up with the idea, like the pink ruffle like tops with some jeans, makeup done, hair done, all that kind of good stuff. But I have no idea where we found this producer. It was at a nice spot, so ended up booking a session. I don't even remember, like, I wish I could remember the names of the songs so I could like describe in more detail like how it was. But it was crazy because clearly me and Asia can't sing. So the producer was like, yeah, we're going to have to add some auto-tune to this.
That man was in there working.
He was just like, why are we doing this again? Like, this might be a joke. Right. So I was like, oh, man, it's too funny. But if I could literally find the CD, wherever it is, Lord Jesus, please. I would love to see that. No, I have to pull it up, whether it's on Facebook, YouTube, somewhere. But it was a good time. But shout out to them old days where I was in a band. I was in a group. Yeah. Yeah.
You got credentials, so, you know, all I could do is respect that.
Yeah, you got to give me my props. Like, so when you let Jordan know, you know, y'all need somebody, it's me.
We locked in.
We locked in.
I'm not switching up.
So, I do want to talk about DJing as well. Okay. So you DJ. How would you say is like the difference between producing, being in the background, being more chill, laid back, versus you DJing, doing events and gigs and stuff like that? Like, what's the difference?
Yeah. So for me, like, I'm very like introverted, you know what I'm saying? You already know that. So like for me to kind of transition into this space to where I have to be like sometimes the like center of attention, it was very I guess like nerve-wracking for me. So and also like the way in which we got into it, shout out to DJ Lechi again. He's the one that like started us with DJing and stuff like that. So but the way me and my brother got into it was we wanted to figure out a way to like showcase our music, like our original music, in like a live setting. And so basically we was given the opportunity to like do that. You know what I'm saying? So like a group of us went up to New York and we had like a show up there.
Oh, that's what's up.
Yeah, no, it was dope. Yeah. So and we got the opportunity to like to showcase like, you know, our music just to kind of play like a set. But, you know, we never DJ. So DJ Lechi actually showed us how to like, you know, just figure it out, you know what I'm saying? And you know, blend tracks and all that stuff. So we just learned the basic stuff. And from there we just start kind of booking shows and events to just kind of like just play our music or play like flips, which is like you take like a acapella, like a well-known acapella, and you put your own instrumentation to it. Okay. So excuse me. But yeah, so we just started off doing that, and then we saw like, oh, you know, we could actually, let's try to like actually DJ events. So that came about with us like doing house parties and stuff like that. Yeah. Just
all start with house parties. Yeah, I remember those days.
Yeah. It was just fun. Like, you know, we would just throw parties at our house and just get a feel of like how to kind of control the crowd, I guess you could say, or just knowing what song to play next or what style of DJing we like to do. You know what I'm saying? Just to kind of get a feel of it. And yeah, after that, we just kind of start booking different events like weddings and all this other stuff. And So yeah,
I think it's so interesting, like DJs. Like anytime I'm out, whether it's at a lounge, restaurant, party, whatever, I just think it's so interesting how y'all can control the energy in the room based off of one song. Like I think that just makes me happy, like inside, because it's like, damn, this shit is like flowing so well. But I hate when I go to a party or a lounge or wherever I'm at, and it's just like the DJ is not connecting with the crowd, or they can't get the sense of like, clearly this is not the energy we going for, whether it's hip hop. Like I hate when it's like the room is more so like maybe low key, more chill, and they're playing like some Lil Baby or some Gunna, and it's like, it's just like that one person maybe in a corner like bopping to it, but it's like that's not the style we going for. So shout out to the DJs who like really know how to control the room and control the vibe. Like I like seeing stuff like that, because it's just that it just make the whole night cool.
Yeah,
you know?
It's definitely. I'm gonna cut you off.
No, go ahead.
Okay, it's definitely important, and that was the thing. Like when we first went into it, because at first I didn't want to start DJing just because it's like, I'm around so many like great DJs, like DJ Leachy, like that's to me like he my OG in the sense of like the DJ world, because he the one that kind of ushered me in a sense, or jumped me in, if you will, but but yeah, so it's
pulled
like
you in.
So you know what I'm saying, so it's just like just being around him and going to parties and just observing how he would like control the crowd. It was just like, oh no, there's like a science to this. There's like actual like knowledge that goes behind this. It's not just like
throwing
just
out
playing
songs.
music. Yeah, like you got to really read the room. And so like I didn't want to like just jump into it just because I had access to like a DJ controller. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it took me a minute to understand the
I just think it's different components, like
just like really just understanding, like like you said, like the crowd that you in, or just like now I'm very observant. Like if I walk into like a gig, like I'm looking at who's there, like the demographic, the age, like all of that, like
all those things are super important.
Yeah,
because
like,
you with the, let's say 40 and up crowd, and you playing like stuff, and it's not saying like they don't listen to our generation of music, but you have to read the room pretty much. So that's what's up. So I definitely want to talk about some songwriting that you do. So how did you get into like writing your own music, and what made you because I know that's like a vulnerable thing, you write your own music and stuff like that. So when did you start doing that?
I mean, I've been doing it like off and on for like for a minute now, but I think me presenting it to like people or to other people that listen, the public, like it's just been kind of like a battle, like an inside battle, just because it's like you said, it's just like a vulnerable space. Yeah, it's me being a producer where I'm like in the background. People don't really have to see me; they get know the name but not the face. Whereas now it's like, oh, who is that singing? Like I want to see the face, and it's like I don't care to show my face. But yeah, it's a very it's a space that I'm trying to figure out like how I want to live in it, pretty much.
So are you more so that person that likes to talk about like your life, or are you more so just talking about anything that comes to mind?
Mainly, I try to talk about anything that comes to mind. I try to be more layered with my writing and more kind of colorful, I guess you could say.
I love that. I think like from the songs that I've heard you put out so far, you're like very expressive, but not in a sense where you're talking about yourself necessarily. It could probably be like, I guess a feeling more so. Yeah. And I like that though, because it's just like the things like lyric wise, it's different from like the typical songs that you hear. It kind of makes me want to think.
I got you. That's what I want people to do. And thank you. But that's what I want people to do. Like I don't want it to be like a thing where the first time you listen through, like you already get it off of it. Yeah, no. You know what I'm saying? It don't give it no face value. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I want it to be a thing to where it's like a mystery, because that's my personality anyway. It's like
very mysterious. Yeah. We're going to touch on that. Very mysterious person. We got to like figure out the puzzle and all these pieces. But I like that though, because it makes me want to think. Make me want to ask more questions.
That's what I want.
What, for me to do?
From everybody.
Oh.
Mainly you, but yeah.
I was just like, let's get it right. I'm just playing. But so also like talking about your singing as well. You dab into singing, not just well, when I speak about songwriting, obviously you sing as well.
Yeah.
So I don't really hear you say too much about like, oh, I'm gonna start doing that more. So like what space do you see yourself being in? Is it like you want to do gigs and stuff like that, or like you just want to put your videos out and kind of like share your creative side with, you know, people on Instagram maybe?
So I guess present me just really wants to like just kind of put stuff out on Instagram and you know, just kind of get used to hearing my voice.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because I still like cringe just a little bit.
Yeah, we all do. We all do.
What I'm saying? Yeah, so it's just like I could have did better on this note. I was a little flat here. I cracked a little bit. So it's just those little minor critiques that I have to kind of get over. Because, you know, I have I think I got one song out as a single and then a couple songs where I'm like featured on. So, but it's just like, I haven't allotted myself the time to like really focus in on it and just like create that personality for myself. And then two, it's just like, I don't know, I guess I run from it a little bit.
Yeah.
So, but I guess thinking in the future, I don't really see myself doing shows. Like, that's not anything I haven't thought that far.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, if it comes, it comes.
Yeah. But I do definitely want to drop more music.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
So, like, what type of style of music do you like to put out?
Stuff that's very, like, layered and very, like, expressive, or that tells, like, a story, but from maybe, like, a metaphorical, like, standpoint. Like, because I don't like to be too direct, like, with what I'm saying. Like, I like for people to have to, like, search for, like, the meaning or for the concept. You know what I'm saying? Because I think that just makes art in general, it just makes it more just fun, I guess. Or it just makes it more of an adventure. So like, because I know like with me, like the music that I listen to, like I like to go on a journey and then have to almost take that journey like multiple times just to see like what I missed the first time. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, that's how I see like music. I just want it to be this experience versus it just being like A, B, C, D. You know what I'm saying? I
feel like for me, I'm just one of those kind of people who like to like replay my music over and over and over again. I think maybe you know this about me. Like I will play a song out 50 million times if I really fuck with it. But for me, it's more so not because one, if I miss something, but two, I think I'm listening to different components of the song, like the lyrics, the beat. I mean, I'm not like a musical person, but I'm trying to like break down the layers of the song. So like, with your song, like, or your music that you put out so far on Instagram, I'm one of those kind of people like, okay, I love that. Like, you make me want to explore the song and like literally break it down. So I see you as that kind of artist. So
I appreciate it.
You're welcome. So I definitely think that you should, you know, put more of your music out there. I mean, I really fuck with it. I like it. Yeah. So
yeah, it's coming. I just, like I said, I just gotta give myself some space to create and just be vulnerable as possible, because it's stuff I want to talk about. It's just I gotta allow myself to kind of bring it back up.
Yeah. So I mean, we're our own like biggest critics anyway, and I feel like it's just that whole thing of like, oh, what are people gonna think, or like, are they in tune with, you know, my music or my sound? Right. But for me personally, like, I don't think we touched on this, but I like underground music. So, like, if you don't sound like the same sound, then I'm automatically gonna grasp to that. Because like, I don't like things that are just like, oh, I heard that before, or this sounds familiar. Like, because for me, pretty much like anything in this generation with hip hop, rap, or whatever, it sounds the complete same. And I don't listen to hip hop or rap. Like, I'm a neo soul, R&B kind of girl, old school. So for your vibe, like, what genre would you put yourself in?
It's like, I always say alternative. That's like my go-to, or like eclectic. I like eclectic.
Yeah.
/ alternative music.
I like that. Yeah, that fits you.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
That's my vibe.
That's your vibe, and I think y'all should check him out as well on his Instagram page, Wildcard. Check out his music.
I appreciate that.
Should get yourself on Apple Music.
Oh yeah, no. So I'm saying I got one song out.
Okay, what's it called?
It's called City Lights.
City Lights. Okay.
I showed you before, but it was like when we first started dating. So
speaking of that.
Oh yeah, we get into that. But yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and pop over the bottle of wine, or you want to do me this toast, and the honors to do that. I definitely want to get into talking about how we met. I just think it's like super interesting. Shout out to Somalia, because Somalia is a true matchmaker, girl. I think you need to put that on your resume, for real, because like she got a couple people on her space that I could see, like, for my friends too, or her friends, that I feel like, okay, it's a good opportunity. Like, I'm that kind of person where I've tried the dating apps. So meeting someone in person or naturally like that is something I would prefer to do, which I did with you. So I'm gonna talk about it. It's so funny. But we met at a barbecue. It was Somalia's end of the tour celebration. And I had seen you at a couple events before, like actually for a long time before that.
It was like a year. You told me like a year before.
So no, it was before that. It was sometime in like
2 years before that.
Well, Somalia started working with you when? Maybe 2017.
The whole like COVID era kind of got my like years off. So
for real, like COVID tore me up. Like,
I don't even know.
I don't even know where I'm at. Like, I think I'm an alien.
Am I black still? But
I don't know who I am.
I think it was like 2018.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was somewhere around that time, because I do remember that was the year I graduated. So I do remember she had some events that year, or probably 2019. And I've seen you at a couple gigs and stuff like that. So I was just kind of like, okay, you a little fine. Let's see, a little chocolate. But so yeah, I had my eye on you, but obviously where I was, and at that time I wasn't completely available.
I got you.
So this opportunity came, and we was at the barbecue at the same time. I was completely single, didn't have nothing going on with me, and I didn't know if you had something going on, but I was like, let me shoot my shot. Yeah. And so I feel like from the time I got there and us playing spades, the energy within like the group of people who was there, it was just like this very chill vibe. Like, everybody was getting along. And it's like we didn't know everybody there, but it just seemed like we were like a group of friends.
Egos, like everybody was just
everybody was chilling, everybody was having a good time. And so from the time we started playing spades, and I was like, oh nah, you my spades partner, and I called it, and we was running those books and whooping ass.
We was beating them.
Yeah, I felt like, okay, I like this energy that we like transferring to each other. So I had a little liquor courage. Anytime I drink some liquor, I'm like, all right, I'm going for it.
Was you drinking Jameson, right?
Yeah. No, I don't.
I thought you brought some.
No, I didn't bring any Jameson. I know I was probably drinking whatever was in the cooler. Whatever was in the cooler, I was pouring up, and I was pouring up a little bit too much. I was looking around like, ain't nobody really drinking. I'm like,
I remember you saying that too.
And I was literally telling Jordan, like,
yeah, I ain't gonna drink no more.
No. This is the funny part. Me and Jordan were sitting side by side, and I think either you and Somali and Chanel, y'all were having conversations with Ashley, and I was like hearing stuff. Like, I was just like, "What's that noise?" And it was like birds or like stuff just flying around, and me and Jordan was just like, y'all hear that? But like, we was the only one hearing it, and I'm like, I think I done had too much liquor. Like, we was tripping, but it was funny. But by that point, y'all were about to dip out and leave, and so I'm like, dang, I'm a little nervous. I'm like, Somalia, like, you know, I think I should, you know, go ahead and shoot my shot. And she was like, yeah, I think you should, you know. So I think for you kind of picked up on it.
Yeah, like I knew, but like I was, you know, like I told you, like I was kind of chilling. So like I was just kind of like, I wasn't really going there with the expectations of meeting somebody that I was, you know, I would be attracted to or be interested in. So I was just trying to, you know, enjoy the moment and then go on to the next situation.
Right, go on home and mind your business. Yeah, but I just pulled it out of you.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, okay, so I pretty much just was like, hey, what's your number? I just was like, hey, can I get your number? And so from there, you know, you gave me your number, put your number in my phone, stuff like that. And y'all were heading out to go to see a movie. And so to be honest, I wasn't even, I guess in that moment, thinking of anything, because you know when you drunk, or I was obviously a little, you know, tipsy,
right.
I wasn't really thinking like this is gonna go somewhere further down the line. I'm thinking like, you know, you go somewhere, you having a good time, you get somebody's number, and then it just be that. Like, I knew maybe we were going to text a little bit here and there and probably get to know each other, but I didn't think that it was something that was going to consistently be a thing. And so from when I got home and I text you, like, hey, this is Ashley, like, how was the movie?
Yeah.
I just felt like the conversation just picked up.
Took off. Yeah.
Right. And it took off. And I was like, oh, like, I wasn't expecting this. Like, it felt like we already knew each other. Like, we was picking up from somewhere, like, where we left off from another time or something. Right. And so our first date, it was, like, really cute, like, how it went down.
Yeah.
So I was definitely the one who was, like, more of the initiator, I would say, in the beginning. Shout out to La Perilla. Y'all know that's my spot. Well, the people in my life, like my friends and my family, they know I used to stay at the Perilla. I don't even call it La because I'm just so like...
Stealing sombrero hats and stuff.
I'm stealing sombrero hats. I'm sitting on the bar taking shots to the head. Literally, that's my spot. Literally, Perilla owes me nothing. But yeah, so I was just like getting my hair done. I think it was like a Thursday night. Or it was
like a Wednesday or Thursday.
It was a Wednesday or Thursday. And by that point, we probably was texting for just a few days because the barbecue was on a Sunday. It was like the same week. And I'm like, I kind of want to hang out with this dude. Like, we've been texting like every day since then. I'm like, we have a good like connection. I want to see how it is in person, like outside of the group. And so I was like, hey, like, do you want to go grab drinks later? And I was like, oh, I hope you don't say no. Like, I feel like, you know, in the dating era, it's just always like this push-pull where, you know, you're trying to get to know somebody and then there's always this obstacle that you're trying to get through. Maybe the person's always busy or it's always something that happens. And so I was a little nervous being the initiator because I asked for your number and I'm asking you out to get drinks. So I was like, he probably think I'm coming on too strong. And so when we met up at La Perilla, I could tell you was a little nervous. Yeah,
because, you know, at that time, you know, because just a backstory on even before, like, the cookout. So we actually saw each other at one of Somalia's tour date shows in Atlanta.
I was about to say her last show. It was actually the second.
Show. Oh, yeah. So her second to last show, which was in Atlanta, and I pulled up to that. And she was actually like right in front of me.
Yeah, I was right in front of him.
And I noticed, but like where I was at the time, I was just really like chilling. I wasn't really trying to like entertain anybody because I knew I wasn't like in the right headspace.
And I wasn't like,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
I was low key dating somebody.
Yeah.
And it just wasn't a good time. But I saw you.
Yeah, and I saw you too. And you know, but I just had to, you know, be mature about the situation, be like, she looked good, you know, but let me just focus on what I came for. So, you know,
I'm in business mode.
Yeah, I'm in business mode.
I ain't in play mode right now.
You know, and then too, I didn't want to like. I didn't just want to play with your time too. So that's what
I feel you because ain't nobody got time for that.
Yeah. So like, you know, I was just like, you know, let me just come here for what I came here for and then dip.
Yeah.
So I saw her there, and then the next time, of course, was the cookout, and I was definitely like feeling her, but I wasn't, like I said, I wasn't in the right headspace to accept the fact that like we was actually vibing because like there was definitely like a connection, and I know this might sound corny, but like the fact that we was vibing over like spades was like cool. Like it was cute to me that, you know, we was just like hand after hand, we were just like going in.
It was like we were reading each other's minds.
We didn't have to really talk. Like she would look at me and I know like, okay, she good. Or I got it, you know what I'm saying? So it was just one of them situations. I was like, damn, you know, that's kind of sexy. So but I had to, you know, I was trying to listen to what I needed at the moment. But, you know, she ended up asking for my number. So I was like, let me just be open to it. You know, it could just be a friendship.
Right.
And, you know, it could just be that. But the conversation started picking up, all that stuff. So now we at the first date. She asked me out. And so on my side of the situation, like, I'm nervous because I'm just like, I ain't really been out on a date in like a minute. Like I was just in this space in my life or time in my life where I was just kind of like focusing on myself. I would go out and enjoy, you know, things by myself, but I didn't have company, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Which is super mature for you to say, and I appreciate that because most people or dudes would entertain that and knowing that they're not ready for that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And not to say I was coming on like I wanted a relationship from you, but the intentions of just knowing like once you cross that line, it could go either way. And if you're not being upfront, like, oh, this is what I want, whether it's a friendship, friends with benefits, or, you know, to actually look for a relationship, then ultimately 9 times out of 10 things are going to go south. So I appreciate the honesty because it was no force on both sides. Yeah. And so that's why I feel like on the first date, after that, things just went so smoothly because it was never really a conversation of, I want to be in a relationship. It was just more like, I'm just getting to know this person and I like the way this feels, but I'm not sure where this is going to go. Right. Into like, we were super honest in the beginning, y'all. Like, there was like, I'm going to get to that. So after La Parrilla, and I love dates like this where it's like the night just takes you away. And it was like, we both were on the same type of time. Right. Nothing too crazy. We got some food. Well, I mean, it wasn't that crazy. When you say crazy, I'm not talking that crazy. Yeah, I'm saying like, it's, you know. Yeah. We both were agreed to going in the same flow of the night. Right. Like, after La Parrilla, you took me. Where did you take me?
So we went to Joystick because.
Oh yeah, Joystick.
I knew that like La Parrilla was like her space.
Yeah.
So like I just wanted to kind of take her somewhere where it was just like, all right, I could kind of be a little more, I guess, show my personality a little bit more. Right. You know what I'm saying? After we got something to eat. So yeah, we went to Joystick. Just like an arcade.
Yeah. And for those, I think it's on Edgewood.
Yeah, on Edgewood.
It was a nice spot. Like I think that was my first time maybe actually like experiencing Joystick, because I've been to Edgewood before, but I don't think I've ever like stepped foot in there and really like you know explored it. But it was a good night, and in there that's when things starting to loosen up a little bit. I had 2 margaritas in from La Parrilla, got to Joystick, got another drink. You said what?
No, you had some more there.
Yeah, I did. I got 2 more drinks, and I think that's when you really probably seen who was the drinker. Like, because you was laid back. You was like, I had my beers at La Parrilla. You got the Joystick. You was like, I'm good. Yeah. But definitely show more of the personality there because I was loosened up. I was being all bubbly and laughing and gullible and stuff, and you was just like bringing your laid back energy, but throwing in your like jokes here and there and stuff like that. But I always talk about this because I'm like, I feel like I always made the first move on you, whether it was me asking for your number or asking you on a date. I'm the one who got like intimate. I'm the one who got intimate as far as like kissing you first. I'm a bold person, y'all. Like I'm one of those people where it's like if I know what I want, I go for it, and it's like I don't care. Like,
and see, but I think that's what it was. It's like you were in a different, like, I know I keep repeating this, but like you was in a different space than me, and I think maybe I needed that little push just to let me know, like, no, like it's okay to like
bring you up out of the shell.
Yeah, like it's okay to get back out there and just see where things go. But of course, I was just a little hesitant a little bit. So that's just you kind of coming in and being like, nah, it's okay. But, you know, of course, I still put up those little boundaries like, all right, that was good now, but let's slow down just a little bit.
Slow down. No, it was cute. It was cute because it put me in my place. And it reeled me back in to not go back to doing things that I would normally do. You know what I'm saying? So from there, the night took us to Waffle House.
Oh, yeah. Well, not one Waffle House, like 4 or 5.
No, baby.
It was like 3.
It was like 3 or 4.
Yeah.
For some odd reason, because of COVID, I blame COVID. Waffle House has just been closing early,
right,
or just not open, and so we ran into some issues after Joystick finding a Waffle House that was open. And I'm like, I don't even eat Waffle House like that. I know my damn stomach about to be tore up, but you know when you got a little liquor in your system, Waffle House hitting.
For real.
Okay, you feel like you got a gourmet 5.
You might get a little fight and everything. You know what I'm saying? Pay-per-view.
Like,
good meal.
You know when the people get all the food.
Oh,
good.
Yeah.
The food is good. So I don't even know where Waffle House we ended up at, but it was like a drive, like a walk up.
Oh, the little
you couldn't
drive
even go
thing,
inside.
yeah.
Like it was just so crazy.
Yeah.
So, and this was last year, May. I didn't even like put that out there when this was. So last year, May 2022. And yeah, people were still operating on COVID time, but got the food, and I actually left my car at La Perilla, y'all, and you drove to Joystick, Waffle House, all that good stuff, and I was like, hey, you want to come over? And he was like, I guess, okay. I was like, we just gonna chill. We gonna chill, go eat at Waffle House, we're gonna watch TV, we gonna chill.
So I didn't know if I trusted myself enough, you know what I'm saying? That's why I hesitated. I was like...
I was like, not to say I was surprised, because honestly, like, that was old me.
Yeah.
Like, presenting myself to you.
I got you.
And not to say shouldn't have, but I shouldn't have, because I was trying to go in a different direction with things, with dating.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, yeah, just come over, whatever, fuck it. And so, you know, he come over, we eating our food, and then he was like, let's put on Atlanta. And I'm like, oh, I don't even watch Atlanta anymore. Like, I used to, you know, when it first came out when I was in college, but I was like, whatever, I'll give it a chance. But this weird episode, baby.
Yeah, see, that's the one, like, we turned on the wrong one. We should have, we ain't even toasting nothing like that.
I already started drinking, but he put on this episode of Atlanta, and I was just like, this is weird, because it was in black and white. Kevin Samuels popped up in the episode. And I'm like, what the hell are we watching? I'm drunk. I'm like,
that was just the wrong thing to turn on at that time, you know.
It was cool, but I definitely was thrown off. But from there, like, I think luckily, because I was super lit.
Yeah.
We just ended up falling asleep on the sofa.
Yeah.
Like literally in the corner. And I don't even know how I was positioned.
We was like in that little corner.
Like it was literally like, it was so weird, you guys. But literally had my makeup still on, everything, all that good stuff. And I'm like literally like laid on your chest. Like we knocked out. But it was the most comfortable feeling in the most awkward way. And so we woke up. And this is what I was talking about as far as like us being very honest.
Oh, yeah. Next day conversation.
It was like, okay, not to say are we moving too fast, but let me just put this out there. And if you're okay with this, you know, whatever, I put it out, not whatever, but I put it out there. You know, I'm not trying to BS you. You know, this is where I'm at currently. And so you presented to me that you had some.
Yeah, I had a little situation. So, yeah.
Yeah, and for me, I was like, completely available, because like right before we met, I was literally like done with a situationship that I was coming out of for 3 years, and I was like, oh no, like I'm completely done with that. And so for you, and I know it was different. And honestly, like, I'm not gonna lie, it really didn't, I guess it didn't affect me like I thought it would. And I was like, oh, that's where that growth is coming in. Yeah. Because old me would have been like, and I know ladies, y'all can compare. Because like, if you talking to somebody or just now meeting them, and then he like present himself like, you know, all these qualities and all these checking off your book. And then it's like, oh, but I'm in a situation. Or, oh, I talk, you know, got something going on and I got to figure that out. It's just annoying to us. It is.
Yeah, and that's why I just wanted to like be as transparent as possible, because like, and I think that's where my hesitation came with you, is just because I didn't want to treat you like a fling, or, you know what I'm saying, just like friends with benefits type situation, because I was trying to mature, like, and actually like look for something that's more long term versus just something to fill the blanks. I didn't want to do that no more.
Yeah.
So like that's why I was just honest. It's like, you met me at a time where I'm trying to figure something out and see where that's going.
But you gave me the opportunity to make that choice. Yeah. You know, it was either one, I'm gonna still, you know, talk to this man, knowing your situation, or I'm gonna say, hey, this is not really something I want to do.
Right.
So I appreciate that, because again, most men are gonna play their cards how they play it, which if that's what, you know, whatever. But I personally don't respect nobody who do that, because at this day and age, or how old we are at our grown age, just be intentional. I know it's easier for you guys to just, you know, lie your way through to get to what you're trying to get, but at the end of the day, you wasting people's time and you playing with people's feelings. So
Yep.
I feel like with our situation, it was completely different though. It was very mature, and how we communicated with each other. Like, once you told me that, once I told you where I was, it was kind of like, okay, cool. Like, we still wanted to hang out. From there, we went on 2, 3, 6, 7, 8 dates. It just still continuously like got to know each other. And from a time span of literally May up until October, we dated, like, got to know each other and, you know, hung out and all that good stuff. And it was literally no issues, like, as far as
no drama, nothing like that. Yeah,
like, nothing crazy. It wasn't like, if I got into my head, you didn't know about it. I mean, well,
no, you would. I feel like you shared.
I expressed myself about how I was feeling, or kind of like where we were. But I don't. For me personally, I don't think I pressured you about anything, about a relationship. I mean, I put a bug in your ear.
Yeah, you would mention it from time to time, but I don't feel like you was like, I
need to be in a relationship now.
You know what I'm saying? Because I know even
after a certain point, it was probably like after the 3rd or 4th month.
Yeah,
I was like, all right. We dating a little bit now. What we gonna do? Cause...
So yeah, like, I know, like, midway through us, like, the dating phase, like, because we really didn't discuss like if it was a exclusive dating, or if we were dating exclusively, or if it was like a open-ended situation. And so I remember, well, we did, but that's when I brought up the fact that like, oh, like, I was like, I guess, dating somebody else too, or trying to get to know somebody at the same time.
Who? But I don't want to say no names.
Oh, no,
you talking about old girl that you met at
So it was that situation to where like I was trying to do the whole open dating situation, and I wanted to kind of be like transparent with you about that, but I forgot where I was going with that.
When you sip your wine, I'm just playing. And it's funny, I'm gonna be real honest, like, I definitely went in dating you with an open mind that obviously we're not in a relationship.
Right.
We have no ties, and you could do what you want to do. And I felt like because you were being like super intentional, the communication was on point, the consistency was on point because we were dating consistently. I still had this thing in the back of my mind, like, oh, but he could still very well be dating somebody else. But I think when we got to a point where okay, so when you told me about that situation, that was after it happened. It wasn't during the time.
Yeah, no, you're right.
And so I even asked you, or I even like said, like, how would I have felt had you told me, like, hey, I'm dating somebody else? How do you feel about this? Or I'm dating, whatever. Yeah. And so I was like, dang, like, even though it was after the fact, I didn't react to you how I thought I would. Mm-hmm. Like, I thought I was going to react to you, oh, Ashley, or maybe, oh, Shante.
I got you. Or Keisha.
Keisha. I got different personalities, or just I ain't crazy, but I mean,
I'll just play. You're not crazy. You're not crazy.
What?
I'll just play.
No, I'm not crazy, but as far as like I ain't gullible, and I'm definitely somebody that's gonna speak my mind. Right, I'm very opinionated, all those good stuff. But as far as like the reaction. That it didn't even come out because it was like, I don't care. It was like almost like either you like what this is and you're gonna choose me and continue this, or you want to explore other things and see where that goes and lose this. Yeah, it was pretty much. It wasn't no ultimatum that I gave you. Right. It was just like, oh, like you told me about it and you made that decision that it just wasn't working out. But I felt, in a sense, like it was another option almost.
Yeah, and I think that's what made that situation kind of like not happen, because that's how it pretty much ended. Yeah. Because that's how the other person felt. So it was just like, and it
was evident. I think for me,
and I think. Yeah, and I think you
were feeling me more.
Yeah, and I think it was too like it was just a thing of like, I think the reason why you didn't react a certain way is because you already knew like, okay, maybe he's just trying to figure something out. Let me just be patient and allow him to kind of, I guess, explore whatever he's trying to explore, and then he gonna come back. Like I feel like you kind of knew that.
I knew the connection was that strong that I didn't have anything to worry about. And two, also, like, I'm not gonna lie, for anybody that's dating, like, it is a complicated thing. When you meet somebody and you like them, trying to get to know them, but also you have to understand, like, you're not tied to this person.
Right.
Y'all not in a relationship, so it's certain boundaries or certain things that, for me personally, like, you shouldn't overstep. Right. And if you get to that point, that's your business. But between me and you, like you said, we didn't have those conversations straight off. Like, it was more so of an honesty conversation. Like, hey, like, this is what's going on. But also, I'm just trying to get to know you. And for pretty much what I'm trying to say is, like, I didn't put any expectations on it. Right. Because I didn't want to be disappointed in the end and feel like, oh, like, we had this great connection and we having a good time and we vibing. So why we didn't work out? And it's just, it is what it is sometimes with people. Like, if you can have a good vibe with anybody, almost. You go out, have a good ass time, and then you realize, like, damn, like, this person's just not my person. Yeah. And I've had to learn that, though, because it's like you really have to get to know people, like, create some type of foundation of a friendship. And that's what I wanted to do differently with you. I'm like, I just wanted to really get to know you and actually, like, build some type of friendship. Because out of anything with our relationship, I could say most is that we're friends.
Yeah, most definitely. Like, it was just like off rip. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was just, we were spades partners. That's how I see us still in our head as far as like foundation wise. It's like, oh, this is my spades partner. Yeah. And then of course girlfriend on top of that and all
shout out to like the contact in your name, Spades.
Oh yeah, right.
So it makes sense. Yeah. So but yeah, so I definitely was just like, in the way we dated, I know people date like in their own way, but I recommend that dating. And the fact that people don't date like that anymore, like how we did it. Not to say it's sad, it's just the dating life is definitely hard. Because before I met you, I was dating and it wasn't getting me anywhere. But it's just, I don't know. It's that's a different conversation.
Yeah.
As far as boy meet girl, boy meet, all that kind of good stuff. But I don't want to get too much off topic, but I just, again, I really appreciate it and the way we respected each other.
No, me too, most definitely.
Yeah. But yeah, that's kind of like a background of like how we met and how we fell in love. You love me, baby.
I do.
Oh, okay. So I do want to play like a little game because I'm getting all sentimental since I'm drinking this little wine. I'm a crier, y'all. Like I'll cry over anything.
Do you love me?
You love me? You love me? Do you love me? I will smack your ass if you don't. Okay. That's what that crazy is. I'm just saying. Anyway.
I'll just play.
Anyway, so funny. We're gonna wrap this up, but we did want to play a little game. I want to play a little game. So this is something I picked up from Target, and it's literally like a box of cards. Well, not a box of cards, but like it's basically like ask questions pretty much, and like the levels. So it's 3 levels. You can either because I think this is deeper.
Yeah, this is like the last level, I guess you could say.
I really don't know. Oh, okay, wait. I think it was like an icebreaker.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's like 3 levels. So, and I think like anybody can play this, not just couples. I think I had couples questions though.
Well, I think you got the ones for the couples, I believe.
Okay, so I did. Yeah. Okay, so if you're at Target and you want to do this as a fun, spontaneous activity with your significant other, it has 3 levels of icebreaker, deep, and deeper. So I feel like if you're not like a great communicator or I guess the one to come up with conversation, this is like a conversation starter.
I was gonna say it's great for like intimacy too, like outside of the bedroom. You know what I'm saying?
Like I love that because like with me and you, it's not obviously about that. It's like I want to explore your mind. I want to like get deep. So get deep.
I got that. You know what I'm saying?
So. I'm going to pull the first card. We have it laid out on the table.
I'm going first.
Yeah. What is something that you've always wanted to do but never had the guts to? Ooh, I know my answer.
Dang, that's a tough one.
Can I go?
Yeah, go ahead so I can think. Okay.
And you should know this probably, but what do you think it is?
Something dealing with being impulsive.
Yeah. But do you know what it would be? What is something that you've always wanted to do but never had the guts to?
I feel like it's just wake up one morning and just go somewhere. Or just take a trip somewhere. Like,
I know. So skydiving. I feel like
that was in the back of my head, but
I feel like, and I don't know who I was just talking to about this. Shout out to my salesperson who I just bought a car.
Oh, yeah.
It was him. Yeah. So we were literally, while I was waiting, signing off paperwork and stuff like that, we were talking about skydiving. And actually, I'm sorry, this was at the time where he was trying to reel me in with test driving the car. We went to Starbucks and all that good stuff. And so he said the same thing. He was like, I've always wanted to skydive, but it's like, when I get up there, I'm going to be like, hell no, take me back to the ground. Right. And I'm like, I'm a very adventurous person, I would say, or just daredevil. I like to do things that are just make me feel like I'm on edge.
I got you.
And so I think this is something that I don't know. I feel like I would end up doing it. But in this current space, I'm like, damn, do I have the guts to do that?
See, I always told myself if I was to do it, like I want to be just old, like.
What you gonna be 70?
Like real old.
Like 100?
Like I'm about to be out of here old.
So you just might as well. You just might as well. You just might as well do it.
I might as well.
You might as well. I mean, to be honest, like I know skydiving is something that's like really, dangerous, obviously, but at some point, I think I would. Yeah. I would do that. So what you think you would say for you?
Dang, I'm still thinking. I think so, like, on the impulsive side, because I'm very, like, you know me, I'm very, like, scheduled out. I plan my days out and stuff like that. So I would just want to I've always wanted to, like, just kind of, like, just travel the world.
Yeah.
With no, like, sense of where I'm going next.
Oh, I love that.
So, like, sell what if I'm in a house, just sell the house. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Sell my car.
Yeah.
And just
take off.
Hitchhike. You know what I'm saying? And just take off and just go wherever and just.
I can see myself being in an RV and traveling.
Yeah, that type stuff. So
yeah, like a tiny house and just kind of pick up and drive around and go places. Yeah. I get that part of my dad too. He was like he loved to explore, and I really appreciate him for that too. Because like growing up, like we went everywhere, like as a family. So yeah, I definitely want to do that. You want to pull the next part? Yeah. You position yourself right.
All right. What is an aspect of yourself you've seen improve since dating me?
Oh,
dang!
Wow, that's
you got a good one.
Deep. What's an aspect that I have improved since dating you?
That you've seen, like, that's improved, yeah.
In me?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, my stubbornness. I could be sometimes a very stubborn person. And so sometimes when I get in my way about things, whether it's me having to apologize about something and you may not even notice this, baby, but I'm gonna go ahead and just share it now that we like on the podcast. So sometimes like if you do something that like, and it's not often at all, it's probably happened maybe once or twice. Yeah. That kind of just like gets under my skin about your response. I will put my phone on do not disturb because I don't want to talk.
Oh, I've been
you
on
that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well.
Yeah, I ain't, you know. Because I mean, if you ain't texting me for like an hour or two, like I know that you know I'm in a mood. You mad and you trying to get through that emotion. Like, yeah.
And for me, excuse me, I'm a very emotional person. So, excuse me. So it's like sometimes when I'm not thinking it through, I don't want to put that energy off on you, or it's like I want to respond in a way that I know I shouldn't. And it's just like, that's not nice for me to communicate, you know, obviously in a toxic way, which I never want our relationship to get to that point anyway. Right. So I'll put myself into like a mode or a mood to kind of like, okay, let me come down, let me think about it, and then let me respond, you know? So because I'm very stubborn, it's just like, I go back to this place where it's like, he getting on my nerves and I don't want to respond. And it's just like, no, that's not nice. Or even from our last, like, situation. I don't even think I should bring this up because it's so stupid with the orange. Oh, yeah. But it's just certain things that it's not even, like, it's a long story. But pretty much I got upset at something that we just had two different points of views on. Yeah. And I'm like, I seen that you text me, obviously, when I got to work. Yeah. And you told me, like, we were leaving out the house, and he was, like, texting me when you get to work, and I didn't. I'm like, fuck him.
I know.
That's how I was feeling, like, fuck him. But then I felt bad about it after a while, and I was like, oh, I'm sorry. Like, I shouldn't have been that way, you know? So my stubbornness. Like, I haven't improved it, obviously, to its, like, full potential or 100%, but I'm still working on that part with you. So,
I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, you know, we're two different people, so I get it. I think for me, but
before you, I'm sorry, but before you like start like to like really summarize what I was saying about my stubbornness, I don't want to make it seem like I'm like super stubborn or something. But before, like in past relationships, it was like done.
You just let them have it.
Yeah, I let them have it. Yeah. Now it's like I give myself time to reflect.
Yeah, no, that's good.
And then I'll respond.
Yeah, so. No, I definitely appreciate that.
Yeah.
So, for me, I think it's like you've definitely helped me to. I know one. Be more impulsive or kind of just in the moment and not trying to like think so far ahead because I could definitely get like ahead of myself and just be like, well, I gotta do this, I gotta do this,
and I gotta do that, and oh my god.
All right, now I'm just but yeah,
doing too much.
But you know, so because I've always been a planner. I just always like I like to know like what I'm doing, what I'm getting into. Like
Yeah.
I don't like stuff to throw me off because I feel like if I just throw something in my schedule that's, you know, it could be just for an hour, it might throw off everything else, and then now my whole day kind of like messed up.
Yeah.
But you help me to understand, like, to be more present in the moment and just, excuse me, be okay with just letting the day flow sometimes and just, you know, just enjoy it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Because don't get me wrong, like, I'm definitely a person who likes to organize and plan, or I feel like sometimes that part of me feels like if I don't do that, things are chaotic. But then also on the flip side, I'm very much spontaneous and impulsive. Like when we went out Sunday to the winery, I literally was like, babe, let's get a flight to Miami. Right. And if you didn't have a session that next day, I definitely would have been more inclined into doing that, because it's just like, what's the fun in life if you can't just be like whatever? Like, yes, we have responsibilities. Yes, you know, at the end of the day, you got bills to be paid. That's gonna be ongoing. And I feel like because we know those things are like constant, why not throw a little like?
Because I guess
I'm just saying, like, throw some razzle dazzle on it, and not be so set,
so
like,
focused. Yeah,
I'm not like, for me again. Yes, be focused, have your priorities, responsibilities. I'm super like set on that. But also, what's the fun in life if you're not able to just fall off sometimes? Because it's gonna do that anyway. Shit,
that's true. That's true.
You're gonna fall off, get back on.
I was trying to wait till you finish your thought. Oh, yeah.
But no, like, what's the fun in life if you can't fall off and literally just live life?
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right.
So, I mean, that's a good question. I feel like when we played this game off camera, it's funny because we already asked each other, like...
these type of questions?
No, not this. Like, we asked the question... The questions that we were pulling were things that we already kind of knew about.
Oh, yeah. So these were good ones.
Yeah, these were like really good random questions. And we didn't even see it before the show. So that was really dope. But I really appreciate you for coming on and talking about your producing and DJing and all of that good stuff, which I do want to invite Jordan on the show. You got to come on.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely when I get a different setup, because right now it's just like a two-person thing, but I definitely want to explore that more. So I appreciate you for coming on and talking about yourself and talking about our relationship and how we met.
Yeah, most definitely. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome, baby. So I do like to end my show off on a very positive note, which is funny because sometimes it comes to me and it doesn't. And in this moment, like, it didn't really come to me as far as like what I wanted to talk about. But I feel like I wanted to leave off on obviously being more spontaneous. So I feel like if you're a person who's like set in being more focused or organized, I think that if you've been, I guess, craving to just say, I want to take a hiatus from my job. Because honestly, I ain't gonna lie, I've been feeling like that for a while, where I can work anywhere I wanted, but the way my schedule is set up, obviously, I work in the office once a week. But taking a hiatus as far as like not having any responsibilities, I think just because of obviously like the responsibilities that we put on ourselves and the pressure, I think we should just take time to get away from that more. So I say, like, if you're a person who's like under stress or feeling like you're being overworked, take that time for yourself to really say, look, I really need this me time to take a mental break or take a pause, like, for real. Because at the end of the day, like, work and bills and all that good stuff, it's gonna be there. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you have the opportunity to really say, like, hey, I really haven't been in tune, like, with myself, I feel like you should really take the time to do that. Because, and I'm giving myself that advice, like, I feel like I do a lot and I don't, like, I obviously have time to take off work, but outside of work, dog sitting, volunteering, it's like, where do I fit in Ashley?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Even for you, Jiele, like you know, you do a lot. So like I definitely like telling you sometimes, like, or suggesting.
Yeah, I
like,
need to
bring
go
it down
bowling or something.
You know, even if it's like you taking a vacation by yourself or doing something by yourself. Like,
oh, you like you think like when people in relationships they can do it? That's another topic. That's another topic.
Well, yeah, that's another topic. I think at the end, we're in a relationship.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, we are individuals.
Yeah, I know.
Of each other. So I feel like, you know, for me personally, anything that can refill your cup, because
I respect that.
You are no good without being able to, you know, refuel yourself and give me that energy.
That's
so
good to know.
I feel like any kind of moment that you have to do that, I'm talking to you guys, do that, take the time, take a step away from work, relationship, anything, and find out, you know, some things about yourself, you know, just discover some things about yourself. But I wanted to go ahead and end off the show on a good note, and I hope you guys enjoy, and I will be coming out with episode number 3, so you can catch me every Monday. Ashley Shante, you catch me on YouTube, so check out and subscribe. Thank you.
All right, y'all.